close. My ult is ready.
One enemy remaining.
One close to me.
Spike down A.
Spike is A.
And
Reloading.
that was your best one, huh?
Take aim, Zenfire.
Gun
Let's
here.
not complicate it.
With me.
Mid.
Pull them to their grave. Nothing there. Got him.
One less.
Carefully, carefully, carefully.
Enemy spotted mid.
One enemy remaining. Spike down B.
Grenade!
Go. Low HP, I'm low
Bomb
HP.
buddy out. I told you I would not die today. Woo! We got this.
They are so dead.
Let's make them
Dance.
Spike down A.
One side, careful, careful, careful.
Nailed them.
Let me join.
One enemy remaining.
Here. Here.
Last player standing.
Weapon choice. It is so personal, no? You pick a gun and it tells me who you are.
Can I get a drop? Thanks.
there.
Get out of my way!
Sensor trick.
Full theft. I got.
One side.
Spike planted.
Barrier deployed.
Last player standing.
I can't use that. I'll name with you.
One enemy remaining.
That's three.
NT. ले गया रे एक
Doing
round.
this or what?
ये होगा ये जाओ पीछे वॉल करता हूँ मैं पीछे आओ
Enemy spotted B.
कर
Enemy spotted B.
आएगा जेट तेरे पे आएगा ये ऑन बी ऑल बी
Here comes the party. Enemy spotted B.
One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
well played
Just let them try to catch me.
Jump.
Your fault.
Spike down A.
3.
One enemy remaining. Flawless.
Wow, nice.
Wow, so embarrassing.
Last round in the half.
No point saving. Spend it all.
Keep up.
What's this? Here.
Enemy spotted mid. Not your best.
Flash out.
Here.
Enemy spotted A.
One
job, good
enemy
job, man.
remaining.
Spike spotted. A.
Switching sides.
They think themselves are equals. They are mistaken.
Rage मार्फ है क्या?
गंदा खेल रहा है स्मर्फ बोल रहा
क्या?
है Race is useless.
Rage. Our rage.
Yes.
21 पे बैठा हुआ है वो.
आपने तो पता है उसको मेरे बिना कुछ नहीं है वो.
No mercy this time. Satchel out.
Hey.
Spike planted. Throwing net.
Last player standing. Flawless.
These new friends of ours are not too friendly.
I spot first.
यहाँ से नहीं तो नहीं जा पाए.
Careful.
पीछे आ गया बी पीछे
Enemy spotted mid. Over there.
Enemy passing. Out of charges.
too late
110 से गेम में साइबर पे करी है एक खाली है
You can go.
One enemy remaining.
Blinding.
Wait.
Last player standing.
भाई डायरेक्ट हिट दिया
Thrifty.
Take their guns. Hit.
Match point.
Let's finish this already.
And the spike's still in base. Grenade! Night night!
नाइस वन
Go get him.
Clearing out. Reloading.
Spike planted. No escape.
Reloading.
One enemy remaining.
Satchel out.
GG's
With your tiptoeing.
Attackers win.
It has been a pleasure, my friends. Au revoir.
Reloading.
And while he's there, he's finally able to see a doctor to figure out what the hell is wrong with him. And so this doctor checks him over and basically says, yeah, you have insomnia. You need some sleep. And once you sleep, all this other stuff that's wrong with you will start to feel better. And then the doctor prescribes him some sedatives to help knock him out. So then Richard starts taking sedatives, but unfortunately they don't really work. No matter how many he takes, he's still not sleeping. I mean, if he's lucky, on a good night, he'll get maybe 2 hours if he takes a bunch of them. And if you're like, Ray, why are you telling us this story about a guy who has trouble sleeping? Because here's the thing about not being able to sleep. Long-term sleep deprivation can actually cause you to get sick as your immune system starts failing and your organs slowly shut down. Once your organs start shutting down, you could actually die. So yeah, I mean, it's not very likely, but in theory, not sleeping for long periods of time can actually unalive you. And that is what Ricard seems to be worried about. So anyway, a couple of months pass, and it's now 2016. So Ricard's problem has been going on for a long time. I mean, he's still in Indonesia, and at this point, he's so sick from lack of sleep that he's basically bedridden, and therefore, he's trapped there in Indonesia. So, what does he do?
ultimate's ready.
He starts making YouTube videos again, from his bed.
Hi,
ult's ready.
I'm making this video hoping that there's some people out there who are able to help me.
And he decides to document everything that's going on with him.
So it's been 4 months and my body is deteriorating right now because my immune system is falling from not able to sleep.
By now, the sedatives that the doctor gave him have completely stopped working, no matter how many he takes. And so Ricard starts begging the internet to help him figure out what's wrong with him. He even offers to allow doctors to experiment on him to see what's wrong.
Use me as your model, as your guinea pig, you know, because I know I'm gonna be falling soon. I know I'm dying soon.
And so he keeps not sleeping, living in pain, and posting videos trying to document everything that's going wrong with him. And he films himself as he tries to fall asleep, and just as he's almost out, his body will react and like jerk himself away. Even the skin on his face starts to die and flake off, according to him. And you can see the flakes on his videos here. And so Ricard still feels awful. And this chronic insomnia is killing him. And his only goal at this point is to get some proper rest. And he's tried everything. He would give up his own legs just for an uninterrupted nap.
I will give away my 2 legs from my time. Take it as an exchange for sleep, even though 3 hours a day. That's how desperate I am.
And more months go by. And at this point, he's been bedridden in Indonesia for a whole year. And he's still documenting everything, and he's still begging the internet for help.
I cannot sleep anymore. The medicine doesn't work anymore. The sleeping drug is not helping anymore. And it's only causing more damage.
But no matter what he does, there's still no hope. He's starting to give up.
Still looking for an option, but I'm about to give up. To be honest, it's too much. Every day or two.
And deep down, he knows his body is giving up on him. So he just lies there, in bed, in pain, while his body twitches 50 or so times a day.
Sounds negative, but I wanna die.
But then, it gets worse. Because with insomnia like this, of course your body is affected, but eventually, so is your mind. And poor Ricard, he starts going crazy. Like his insomnia has been going on for so long that it's apparently giving him dementia, and it's starting to show. In his videos, all of a sudden, he's talking about things that just don't make sense.
God, in this case, is just a person. I found out that actually his name is Enki. He came here to this planet before we are exist.
And he's like filming in the dark, rambling about conspiracy theories.
HIV is a virus made by human, made by drugs money, designed to cure generation.
Then, at the end of 2016, he posts a YouTube video. And it's really dark, so it's hard to see, but this video is unfortunately his last one. Because his body finally gives out and he passes away in his bed. He apparently had what's called fatal insomnia, which is an extremely rare neurological disease. I read that he had a really bad reaction to those antibiotics he took, which is also very rare, but which caused him peripheral neuropathy, which then led him to being in so much pain that he couldn't fall asleep. And his YouTube channel is still up, by the way. And a huge shout out to Leonardo.ai for sponsoring this video. If you want to make really cool art for your videos or just for your life, like this or like this, then sign up for Leonardo.ai.
Disclaimer, bitches be trippin'. A second document has hit the timeline and And like DJ Khaled, another one. Not only do we got a
Match
statement
found.
from Riot Games, we got a statement from some team members too. The background footage I'm using from Riot Games, we got a statement from some team members too. The background footage I'm using isn't mine either, guys. It's Fluorescence. I think it's funny that way. Yeah, things ain't looking too hot for Fluorescent. Allegedly, that was an alt account. All right, gentlemen, buckle in. We got a bit of a documented Fluorescent. Allegedly, that was an alt account. All right, gentlemen, buckle in. We got a bit of a documented documento here coming up. Put the outdoor boys on your second monitor and listen up. Hello, this is Brick. I have decided to remain anonymous, but I will share everything from my perspective. Going public was the most challenging thing I ever had to do. They haven't really gone public though, have they? They're using the alias codename Brick. Like, just say your name's Emily, no one's gonna fact check you. I tried to handle this situation with the utmost respect for her. I wanted her to get help, and I didn't want to drag her. Which is why it's taken me so long to find the strength to come forward about all of this. I'm telling you, buckle in, things are about to get heated. I tried to keep these things offline, to talk it out with Ava privately via DM. When I had originally confronted her about this, she denied it, kept telling me she forgot everything. She claimed she was super jet-lagged and not quite there during those events, yet I prompted her with evidence. She said I was lying. When I asked her back when she would arrive in India so that I could file a report to the police, she ended up blocking me. I will provide in India so that I could file a report to the police. She ended up blocking me. I will provide you with all the screenshots and conversations I can. Please be patient and read this document thoroughly. Alright, bada bing, bada boom, you know, Control C. We gotta... Over the past year and a half, I've been working through what happened. Boom, you know, Control C. We gotta... Over the past year and a half, I've been working through what happened during my relationship with Ava and the aftermath of it. I have finally had the confidence to share my story, knowing the backlash I'll receive. I know a lot of people won't like to see this, but I need this for my closure and well-being to move forward. Ava and I dated for roughly 9 months, from December 2022 to the beginning of October 2023. Our relationship was incredibly toxic, abusive, and controlling. We tried to break up several times, but always got back together. I recall trying to break up with her after finding lewd photos of other women on her phone, but she refused to leave my house. Another time I tried to break up with her for cheating on me with her friend. Ava was 16 at the time, and her friend was in her 20s, according to her. Ava was the victim here, and Ava called my mom crying and begging to talk to me. All of these things made leaving difficult for me, as it was my first relationship ever, and I was a very socially inexperienced 15-year-old. Towards the end of the relationship, the last 3 months, we were on and off almost every single day. One of us would try to end things, and the other would beg to work things out. This was very mutual. She and I were super close. They had no friends outside of each other. Playing Valorant all day and having no friends. I couldn't have guessed that one. A lot of these Valorant freaks think I'm weird, but I'm socially adjusted, as a matter of fact. I worked at Papa John's. The story behind the fake pregnancy are words I never thought I'd have to read regarding this story. The Last of Us Part 2 type shit. The fighting truly began to pick up when Ava accused me of lying about being pregnant. She had always pushed aside the idea of using protection and would say things like raw feels better, spitting some facts here, or saying not to be scared, stating I can pull out. Due to those factors, we would constantly have unprotected sex. With me being 15 at the time, the idea of being pregnant scared me terribly. Rightfully so. So when there was a certain period in which I began throwing up and feeling ill, exhibiting signs of early pregnancy, I texted her, I think I'm pregnant. I took a test which came back positive and started freaking out, which resulted in panic and incredibly poor decision-making. Oldie and VCT game changers where 2 women can make a baby. Guys, I am not transphobic. I'm a 6'5" Venezuelan trillionaire. Not knowing how she would react to me being pregnant, I searched the internet for a photo of a random pregnancy test. I chose a photo that was very obviously was not mine and sent it to her. I tried to make a joke about me potentially being pregnant, just trying to gauge what her reaction would be if the test wasn't a false positive. Playing devil's advocate here, that would piss me the off too. Imagine some girls like, oh yeah, I might be pregnant, and sending you fake pregnancy tests. That get me heated too. You gotta give me a warning before I book my flight, you know what I mean? After that, I took 2 more tests that came back negative, and then I clarified to her that I was not pregnant. And then weeks later, she got angry at me, saying I stressed her out during practice and that I was to blame for many things because I lied about being pregnant. I'll trash out TBH. Despite me clarifying to her that I wasn't pregnant, she turned it on me, saying she assumed it was me coping. And regardless of me never being pregnant and clarifying it time and time again, she still goes around to this day telling people I tried to baby trap her so she wouldn't break up with me. How does this moron Scooby-Doo story even fit into, like, the allegations? This is not important at all. This is completely trivial. I cannot stress this enough, but even after this whole fight, she still refused to have protected sex. I would ask her to use protection because I was terrified of getting pregnant, but despite my concerns, she would continue to refuse and ignore my well-being and worries. The events leading up to January 3rd, 2024, Armageddon, and the incident from my POV. On December 25th, 2023, after a month of no contact, Ava drunk texted me trying to argue with me. The argument was going the same way as all of the previous arguments, but when I told her I didn't care about her anymore, her response was that I would always love her. You gotta keep in mind, these are children. These aren't fully grown, developed adults. Even if something seems manipulative or gaslighting, they probably aren't even doing it on purpose. This comment from her made me feel awful, and I had told her that. She seemingly felt bad, and she then asked me to speak over Discord instead. We ended up talking things out, and we decided that we would see each other once again when she was home from her vacation trip in Korea. Okay, but guys, it is kind of funny. There's serious allegations and stuff, and then there was like, we were chatting on Discord, and like, what's next? We booted up a Swift play. We already read this in the previous video, the January 3rd stuff. And essentially, this is just Brick's kind of like a recollection of what happened with, just better grammar. We actually got literary devices, we got periods and stuff. But hey, they took notes from a previous video. We got the police here, one of one. On the real, some of the stuff reads pretty intensely, and then it's not really a joking matter. Brick's recollection of events is honestly way better than the previous videos, and it really shows kind of like the depth of the coercion she claims Fluorescent put her through. Having your friend do the writing for you doesn't make sense, and this should have been the first thing that came out. Before we finish up this document, I want to show you guys Riot Games' response and some hypocrisy arising from this situation. On May 17th, we were made aware of the SA allegations made against a competitor. Such allegations are among the most serious an individual can face, and we urge anyone with relevant information to contact law enforcement. Our competitive operations team will cooperate fully with any legal investigation and assess whether these allegations affect the individual's future eligibility. They were covering for Fluorescent hella hard. They name-dropped Sinatra, and they even name-dropped the players who were just teabagging people in a professional match. Calling Fluorescent a competitor just makes them feel super disingenuous. Even my favorite British hamburger reporter said, no disrespect at all, but why was Sinatra named in his statement but Floor isn't? I genuinely believe the scene deserves some kind of clarity on this.
But like, we always believe the accuser no matter what, right guys? Doesn't matter, bro. Always believe the third-party source accuser no matter what.
The fact that they were so quick to pounce on Sinatra and get him competitively banned for 6 months, instantly believing the accuser, and they're not really holding up that standard here. Very weird. And to make matters even worse, they were hiding replies on Twitter as if people can't see the hidden replies anyway. They literally name it all the Power Rangers, but they never name it Fluorescent. As an ally to the LGBTQ community, I stand with Floor. Alright, Hagtalk, go back to League of Legends. I stand with Fluorescent. You cannot be doing this. Covering for a because Floor is woke. Like, the word woke is definitely overplayed in Big 25. It's pretty much used for anything, and it's almost become a meme in itself, but like, it does kind of feel that way. What's the matter, Riot? You're quick to spread Asian hate towards Sinatra and jump the gun, but why are you so quiet now? Cat got your tongue? Anyway, like the Jinyu Force, Fluorescent's whole team posted the same statement that, like, all at once. We got Exodia, the forbidden one here. The 5 of us are currently at boot camp together and spent most of the past few days reading and rereading the shared screenshots and experiences of the victims. Floor was our teammate for 2 years, and all of us considered her a friend. But it happens far too often that friends in this space don't hold each other accountable. Floor's behavior was reprehensible regardless of whether any additional anecdotes or evidence are released. We were horrified reading through the conversations that were shared.
Second question.
The victims, we believe you, and our thoughts are with you at this time. Although one victim's terrible experiences brought this all to light, screenshots and conversations from older relationships show an undeniable pattern of manipulation, including putting others in unsafe and compromised positions. And this is where it gets funny, because this next part will show you their intent, and they're too stupid to see how it makes them sound. Please hold off on using this terrible situation as a springboard for discussions on its impact on the GC scene. I'm sure that, like us, many of you are disappointed and feel let down by someone we all looked up to.
Hello.
However, we should all prioritize supporting the victims. What is an extremely difficult time for them. Before even beginning to think how this impacts something as trivial as a video game. If it's trivial, why did you feel the need to bring it up? It kind of shows what your true intentions are here and what you're truly worried about, and you're sort of scapegoating the victim. But hey, that's just a theory. A game theory. You know, if you add up all their IQ, you might...
I'll show them. Lintik kayo. Got one.
हेलो
You play.
अरे यार वीआईपी
Go away.
रोड
Found the spy. Bad move. Nice try. Taken out. Sky's fallen. Back off.
Dominating.
Bye-bye.
Dominating.
What?
Ten kills remaining.
Smart move. Alice. They're dead. Killed. What?
Five kills remaining.
Found the spy. Nice try.
One kill remaining.
did get one frickin' shank, so that's saying something.
My heart and I cannot imagine how
this guy's literally laughing.
Fluorescent's former teammate put out another like additional statement, which Shanks is currently reading, and boy oh boy, let's jump in. I would never do this to the victim, but the teammate here is a bit of a clown, so I had AI put it in Fortnite terms. Floor was my duo for 2 years. I thought I was helping her rotate out of a toxic zone. Instead, I got emotionally third-partied. I can't confirm the SA allegations firsthand, but I can confirm she ran a loadout of gaslighting, baiting, and lying. Seeing all the clips and receipts made me realize I've been hard baited. I tried to get her to queue into therapy, but she kept dodging. Respect to the victims for stepping into the storm and speaking up. They deserve full shields and backup right now.
Like, no troll. It has nothing to do with what was written in that tweet. I'm sure that person literally sitting there like doing this on their phone right now, refreshing their profile to see how many likes they're getting.
And you're the person who lived with Fluorescent for 2 years. You know, tell me who your friends are and I'll tell you who you are. I cannot for a flip
this on their phone right now, refreshing their profile to see how many likes they're getting.
And you're the person who lived with Fluorescent for 2 years. You know, tell me who your friends are and I'll tell you who you are. I cannot for a fact say this is actually Fluorescent's messages, but you know, I censored them accordingly. This DM conversation was also leaked, which alleges that Fluorescent has had allegations before when they were like 13 or 14 and were handcuffed. And then another document dropped. You'd think Fluorescent's the Diddy of Valorant at this rate, and Riot Games is covering and hosting the party. We had statements from 2 ex-girlfriends. Whoever this person is a complete moron because they were 18 talking to a 15-year-old Fluorescent. Fluorescent's asking to be groomed and you're still entertaining this conversation. I feel like the burden falls on you to stop talking to the minor. If any sentient human being sees the message on the left from a literal child, you wouldn't be writing all that. In my opinion, if someone's guilting you or threatening to, you know, game end themselves, you should immediately get a third party involved, whether that be police or like somebody else. And as always, they gotta put a disclaimer so people aren't transphobic because, you know, that's what matters here. Like, a lot of these people are genuinely more worried with like the way the public sees them. More testimonies were coming out about Fluorescent being a bad partner, which involved a bit of coercion, not necessarily SA in this kind of thing, but you can read it for yourself. And just to clarify, Fluorescent would have been like 13 or 14 at the time during COVID. COVID really stunted the broader Valorant community, and of course I don't mean my viewers. We're really cool. We drop shit. We watch Gary V. On September 3rd, despite us being broken up, we decided we would still hang out because we had tickets to go to the CNE. So that would be the Indian National Exhibition. Despite us not being together and deciding that it was officially over a day prior, she came over very early in the morning. Keep in mind, the only reason we were even meeting at this point in time because we didn't want our tickets to go to waste. Might be the definition of insanity, but what you expected to happen basically happened. Brick then shows the texts that Ava said that are, you know, a bit sketchy, as well as former tweets on like a private account, which she claims is Floor. Not to be that guy, but in general, a lot of the stuff doesn't really seem to fit in, at least in my opinion. Like, worst instances of her neglecting to support me was on July 10th when I got into a pretty bad car accident. That doesn't really have to do with any of the, you know, allegations. I'm sorry, but when you bring up serious things, I don't care how somebody treated you after your car accident. You know what I mean? Like, I genuinely don't think that's relevant. In my opinion, you can still acknowledge someone's story and, like, their reflection of events, while at the same time, you know, questioning the discrepancies in their writing. Again, we just have one side of the story, so it'd be really stupid to make conclusive claims off of that. The people that call themselves Fluorescent's friends are probably some of the shittiest people in this story. They just kind of turned their back. Take notes from Prod. That's a real friend, you know. He stuck by Sinatra's side. Opinion time. Do I think Fluorescent's a freak? Absolutely. But at the same time, I'm not going to be using quote-unquote evidence of somebody being 14 and being toxic. You know, you got to really step up your evidence. For legal reasons, that's a joke. Not saying things are, but Fluorescent hasn't had the time to address the allegations, so making assumptions now makes you look like a bit of an idiot. Anyway, check out this crazy round where both my teammate and enemy missed their mollies and hit themselves instead.
No, I'm gonna kill myself. Wait.
Your
molly landed. Your molly landed.
No, I mollied myself.
He mollied himself and you mollied yourself too.
Yeah.
worthless. Freak. Meaty peak.
10 kills remaining.
Too late. 3 out. Make it 4. Just it.
5 kills remaining. Dominating. Kill remaining.
Game time. 3 out. The fight is over. I just warmed up.
Match found.
Go. Let's go.
Hello.
Match found.
Go. Let's go.
Kingdom bleeds our planet once again. Too many scars to count.
Enemy spotted mid. Hit them.
Spike down, attacker spawn. One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
Ding, ding, ding.
30 seconds left.
87.
Kick them when they're down.
Come into the unknown.
Reloading. Gun here. Reloading.
Enemy spotted. There they are. You're not.
Reloading.
Shadows traveling.
Spike down, mid. One enemy remaining.
Here. There you.
Their jet is playing hard to get. All right, I'll play.
Enemy spotted mid.
Scanning ahead. Defeated.
Last player standing. Spike down, B.
Cover going out.
Thirty seconds left. Last round in the half.
Use everything you have. We lose it anyway. Need a drop.
I'm feeling generous.
Need a
Who
drop.
needs a buy?
What's this? What? I'm pissed.
I got enemies, hey.
Spike down A.
Spike is A.
Night night.
Still in sight. Reloading. Enemy spotted A. Cutting their vision.
Spike down A. One enemy
Give me this
remaining.
Lock in sight.
Thirty seconds left.
Here.
10 seconds left.
Enemy spotted B.
Last player standing. Switching sides.
Just let them try to catch me.
Okay, so I'm told Kingdom has just issued a statement about Kingdom West, saying that they are deeply sorry for how this has impacted.
Right here. Enemy down. Concussing.
Enemy spotted B.
Revealing area. Clearing out. Planted.
Enemy spotted B.
One down.
One enemy remaining.
Don't stress. I'm super quiet.
Match point.
Love it when they make it easy for us.
Need a drop. Down.
Cover going out.
Scanning ahead. There they are.
Spike planted. Take flight.
One enemy remaining.
Shot that. You should pay more attention.
Attackers win.
Ooh, let's go. Let's go.
Shot that. Oh.